Greetings, you fools! And if I mentioned to you right now Skyrim, Oblivion, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
But between you and me, I've never played a damn single title of those acclaimed games from Bethesda. I know it's a crime. If you want to unsubscribe right now, go ahead and do so. But then again, you shouldn't do that because I think I'm a fairly mildly entertaining guy. But I know this story is a few days old, but I felt compelled to make a video for you beautiful people out there regarding Curt Kuhlmann.
Who?
You should know who this guy is. He's regarded as the Law Master by a fellow Bethesda colleague, Mike Kirkbride. I'm going to get into this article from PC Gamer because it is really sort of semi-bad news for the Elder Scrolls 6, which I'll call TED 6, just to shorten the content here on my video. But if you end up enjoying this video today, I'll get into this a little bit more because I like making these type of videos, especially for a game series I've actually not even dipped in and out of, but video-wise, I'm watching lots of lore videos, the Ted's Guide for Dummies, because I'm the biggest dummy on the block. So hit that subscribe button, maybe hit the like button, and away we go.
I'm sure you have many pressing affairs. I won't keep you.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls...
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Now, courtesy of PC Gamer, Bethesda's former Elder Scrolls lore master on why he left Starfield's communication breakdowns. I'm guessing he's a bit of a Led Zeppelin fan, and how he wanted TED 6 to be the Empire Strikes Back. So maybe there might have been a I'm not sure father type of moment in the game, who knows, but of course that sequel to Star Wars often regarded as the greatest ever, and I could probably almost agree with that. Now regarding all of this, and I'm gonna come back to my startup screen here again, Bethesda were a great company up until Microsoft bought them out for $7.5 billion back in 2020. Chicken change, if you ask me. And you know, whenever you watch the interviews or the roundtable stuff where Todd Howard is there with Phyllis Spencer and the other annoying people, Aaron Greenberg, Sarah Bond, what have you, Todd did look a bit uncomfortable, like he was taken out of his comfort zone.
Quite some time, so this is kind of an epic moment. I'm really excited about it. But Phil, I wonder if you can just go through and talk about, you know, we announced that Bethesda's joining Xbox and kind of what that journey was like, if you would, for us.
Again, let me take you back to Bungie in the original iteration. They were doing badly before Microsoft came along and bought them out and said, hey, you know what, guys? We like what you're doing, but can you make us 4 Halo games and then you can do what you want afterwards? And I guess when Destiny came along, and those were very successful titles, and now on the 5th of March, Bungie's new offering, Marathon, is out there for everybody to see. And apparently Sony may have screwed the pooch on that one by releasing those game details far too early about a release date. Now let's not kid ourselves here. Curt Kuhlmann is a gaming veteran. His tenure at Bethesda was split into 2. Junior designer in 1996 and 1997, worked on the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard, and the pre-production of Morrowind. He returned in 2003 and was involved in every single major Bethesda game at that point, including his co-designer on Skyrim and as lead systems designer on, oh no, Starfield.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
And it's got to be noted as well that he was held, Mr. Kuhlmann, in such high regard. He became the lore master because he spent such a long time at Bethesda. I mean, how many people these days, especially into the 21st century that we're going into, where things will soon be taken away from you. Like if you're Jeff Bezos and you have a home computer that you work with, that might soon become a cloud-based device only, because Jeff Bezos and his penis-shaped head does not want you to have your own home power supply unit to run your PC. It's a true thing. Look it up. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, why mention that particular part? Because if there's something that you love doing, why would you want to leave it? And people were saying that as well, actually. As soon as Kuhlmann left after Starfield, people wanted him to actually stay, but the guy had to turn around and walk the other way, or walk this way if you're a Run DMC fan like I am. You know what? This bit really kills me. In the early days, it was a close group of developers, including Todd Howard, in the basement office, making decisions, eating in the canteen together. But of course, as soon as ZeniMax were bought up by Microsoft, that all changed. That was all out, bro, because before, when Todd would actually look at decision-making ideas for a video game, he would say, yeah, fine, whatever.
Approved. Approved. Excellent argument. Approved.
Of course, as soon as ZeniMax were swallowed up by Microsoft, well, those canteen meetings were a thing of the past and became a bit of a fast, if you know what I mean, because here we go, we blame COVID, we blame remote working. Again, it's a bit of a tight excuse, guys. I honestly, I mean, again, the same remote working that obviously caused those GTA 6 leaks to eventually surface online, right? But again, now we're talking about Todd Howard, not in the canteen. He's just doing everything in a far, far different manner. In fact, the actual word that they use for Todd here is
Captain Cuntface too.
A bureaucrat, because under the new umbrella of Microsoft, he had to walk around like a toy soldier doing what he was told. And again, it begs the question, why did Bethesda, or especially ZeniMax that owns Bethesda, allow themselves to be bought out by Microsoft? Who, again, gotta go back to Lena Khan of the FTC. I think she knew what was going on, because if you have one company gobbling up another one, doesn't that mean that somewhere down the line that you might have to make layoffs because you don't know what to do with these people? Even though as a guy who doesn't know anything about business himself, I would actually think there's probably got to be some way you can utilize the guys that make the id engine and the guys and girls, well, what there are left of them, working at the Coalition and Gears of War. Make those two behemoths come together and work on a brand new IP. On paper, that sounds really simple. Apparently, in the real world of business, it ain't that simple, bro, which I still am not convinced by. But my God, this just gets even worse when you read this, because a promise was made to Curt Kuhlmann from Todd Howard that he would be the man, the lore master, to work on TES 6 and TES 7. And that promise, like I said, was absolutely shattered into a million pieces right before the very eyes of Curt Kuhlmann. And I guess you can't make a guy like that stay if he wants to leave. And I do wonder if there was political nonsense brewing in the background regarding the direction that Starfield had taken. By the way, Starfield, even though it's on my Steam library, I've not played that game, bro, because honestly, I found it very boring for the first couple of hours. I don't even know if it improves after that. It's trying to do what No Man's Sky did all those years ago, and I don't think you'll be able to replicate its success. Now, Kuhlmann saw evil triumphing as a welcome alternative to the Chosen One idea that Bethesda often relied upon. The player might have secretly saved the day at the end of TES 6, he says, for example, by protecting an heir to the throne, by just tippy-toeing back to this paragraph right here. TES 6 was going to be like the Empire Strikes Back, Kuhlmann said. The Thalmor, the elven supremacists, who were peripheral in Skyrim's story and ultimately wanted to control all of Tamriel, would be the bad guys who came out on top, setting up TES 7. It's so upsetting to read this kind of breakdown, and this is not a communication breakdown, by the way. This is a podcast or an interview that Curt Kuhlmann sat in and wasn't dirty about it. He's actually got a lot of affection for Bethesda. Who wouldn't be? When you hear Bethesda Studios, people go weak at the knees. Obviously with Starfield, that's not so much the case now. Again, the Fallout TV series, which I'm going to start watching from today, I'm going to binge watch the crap out of it because I heard it's worth my time. Despite a lot of changes it makes on the actual base games themselves, but it kind of makes sense. Why do you want to do a beat for beat adaptation of a video game that you've already played? Bring something new to it. I know there's a few strange ideologies that crept into the series, but I really want to watch it and see what I actually think of it. But honestly, when I read this stuff, and again, it opens up my mind to the video games even more. I really do want to play them. And obviously we had the Elder Scrolls re-released last year that was remastered, not remade, and they did a fantastic job on that. When you think that TES 6 is supposed to be released, they don't even know when, bro. It might be next year. It could even be the same time as GTA 6 or way after. Because the problem with Bethesda is they don't want to try anything new. They've been relying on the creation engine for ages. When you stuck that engine up to id Tech 3 or whatever it is that they use at the other place where they make all the Doom games, you don't know why they couldn't have brought that in for the creation engine instead. I don't understand it. And Todd Howard doesn't want to make these progressive uptakes in technology, but already TES 6, how many millions has that cost to even make? We saw a fantastic trailer back in 2018 thereabouts, and since then we've heard nothing. Nothing, I tell you. It's absolutely ridiculous. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think? Are you excited for TES 6? Are you not? Curt Kuhlmann is now working for a studio owned or co-owned by Tencent, and he seems to be happy there. But a guy with that degree of experience and what goes on within a law-making universe, and you let go of him, it's absolutely shocking. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you were me and if I were you, I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
There are rumors that the Nords are attempting to capture the whole of Solstheim and remove the Imperial fort on the island.
More fighting for the Nords? This is sad news.
Good day.
Good day. Oh, it's you again.
Oh, it's you again.